And now here comes Anton Kjellberg from Sweden.
So here he comes, the man who took the world by storm in Paris over last summer. He's been playing the Bundesliga incredibly well, and he's beaten none other than the former world number one, Wang Chuqin, to add to his list of players for the Chinese national team. But CHENYUANYU on the other side is the next generation, and he's already here in the round of 32. Champions events are not easy to qualify for. It'll be a best of 5 game battle, meaning the first player to win 3 games to 11 points must win by 2. Will move on to the round of 16. Nobody on Anton's bench right now. I follow him on social media, and I've seen a lot of interesting and good news. These two having a test, their first ever world meeting. History will be created here in their WTT head-to-head. Current world rank number 15, Anton Kjellberg, versus the current world rank number 27, CHENYUANYU. 2 right-handed attackers, and Anton Kjellberg, the taller of the two. Some wingspan, some speed, and we have a chance here to get into our coin toss with our umpire.
Black for Chong. Black. Chong winner of toss, choose receive.
So CHENYUANYU wins the coin toss. Couldn't hear what he chose. Umpire Peng from Singapore, taking care of all that is needed out here. Nice color from Anton Kjellberg, not something we always see from him. Shirt I'm not used to seeing him play, and his game is fast, it's aggressive, but he's got a lot of feeling. Just shrugs that one off the shoulder, literally. Heng Yang-ling, our umpire from Singapore, in the high chair, will be officiating. I can tell you a lot about both of these players' games. I can say that they both have one thing in common. Tomokazu Harimoto, not easy to get through, but 2 on the table, know what it's like. 27 years old, and he is still not peaked. He's getting better and better. 2 WTT titles to his name. He's finding just this new sense, for me, of how to step up to the next level. And there's so many levels in table tennis, but he's playing dangerously, he's playing unafraid, and he's got a 19-year-old on the other side. Youth knows little fear. There's a recovery. I think we've all been teenagers before. Those of you watching that aren't there yet, don't worry. Keep looking both ways before crossing the street. Get some good night's sleep and you'll be there soon. And these players will be, at least one of them, up $2 grand no matter what if they win. From 8 grand to 10 grand, and at the end of the road, 60 grand, 60,000 US dollars for the champion of this event. Same in men's and women's singles, as table tennis has always been equal opportunity, fair and square. And it's your equal opportunity, no matter where you are in the world, no matter how you identify, to cast your vote at worldtabletennis.com. Kjellberg with 55% of the fan vote, CHENYUANYU 45%. WTT app, another great place to cast that vote. That's right, you can be the casting director of your own vote. Keep your eyes on CHENYUANYU. He's got many years ahead to be here at a champion so young. Think about how many players have represented Team China over the years. How many stars have come and gone. Earlier today, we had Yan sitting behind us, commentating for Chinese television. Actually a player that, if I'm not mistaken, Anton Kjellberg beat at home in Sweden years back. Maybe the first Chinese scalp he took. CHENYUANYU, 19 years old and very strong. Best of 5, here we go. Good empty push, little rotation on it. Variation, the name of the game. So many different factors to consider. Soft hands in the touch play. Chun getting both of his points on receive. Now he's got the serves back with the lead. Clean receive. It's a server's nightmare right now. No one's won a point on serve yet. The receivers, every point. Oh, second bounce on the table. This is what half long is all about. Second bounce right near that baseline. Keep it tight. Little DJ scribble on the serve there. Oh, that forehand flick. So other than CHENYUANYU's second serve, both of these players right now statistically would prefer to be on the receive. He makes that look easy. Perfect camera angle to see that footwork.
4-2.
Second point for Anton Kjellberg. Still here the early parts of this match. Much like the recently retired, much celebrated teammate of Anton Kjellberg, Timo Boll. Sometimes taking the first few points to sort of read the opponent's game, test the waters.
4-3.
It's a fine balance between starting off, pacing yourself, getting ready to sprint to the finish, and getting out to an early lead. All the meanwhile, observing everything as it happens, taking note to move forward and improve as you go. Extra spin on this, the wrist elastic. Suddenly now, it's 4 points apiece. Again, receivers the place to be right now. Oh, turned and burned. Steps around a little pivot, but he's left with nothing except the ball far to the opposite side. Kjellberg on the parallel. A good shovel serve to that baseline. It's interesting to have such an iconic serve and then to sort of just change it up and stop doing it. We've seen it from some of the most memorable serves in the game, from Dima's tomahawk to Anton Kjellberg's reveal and shovel.
Let 4-6.
So serious momentum for the Swede on the receive here. After being down, what, 1-4? 5 in a row.
5-6.
A nice tight serve and a dangerous third ball waiting on the other side of the table. CHENYUANYU with a much needed point. Little break off the net and a good catch to boot. Apology there. Fair sportsman always. Table tennis players in general are quite humble. Fair play is one thing, but Anton Kjellberg, no matter who he's beaten along the way, just keeps his feet on the ground, knows that it's a tough profession out here. Perfectly into that crossover, the placement using the length of the table too. Pinpoint precision on this. Watch where this ball comes. Just into that hip, just wide enough to the forehand to get his opponent to turn, and it's 7 of the last 8 points for Anton.
5-9.
And the momentum continues for the more experienced of the two players internationally. Blitz the table, makes his way right back in from a seatbelt shot across the chest. Whatever he can do to save a little bit of time and earn himself the opportunity to get closer to the table. He's got 5 game points, Anton Kjellberg.
Let. Chung.
Toss
5-10.
not vertical enough. Must be nearly vertical to quantify that. No more than 30 degrees off of straight up.
Let. 5-10.
Higher toss is an easy way to solve that. Heavy spin on the push, CHENYUANYU. Now the Chinese rackets, the setup that the Chinese players use and many others around the world trying to get the same strength in their game, has a hard rubber, the sponge on the forehand, very good in the short game.
Let 10-6.
But also very tacky, meaning you can grip the ball and really spin it. Plays differently than almost anything you've ever played with before if you're not used to it. There it is, a deep push, long to the backhand, and Anton Kjellberg from 1-4 down turns things around for an 11-6 win. Wins 10 out of the next 12 points from 1-4 down. Think about that. Quickly learning Borussia, making a strong player here from Sweden to Germany. He's been all around the world and he's up 1-0, but this is far from over. We know this. On the other side, Wang Hao coaching on CHENYUANYU.
这把要可能变出去才行啊！你不能打全在这一个地方，全在这中间这儿啊！接发球你也摆这儿，往正处摆一摆，实在不行，往小三角反手摆一摆也可以。
So CHENYUANYU is the top mover of all the men in this event here. This champions event, 94 places in the world rankings. My goodness, that is quite a move. Just 6 shy of 100 from 121. Wow. Okay, regardless, Yukiya Uda behind him, Hiroto Shinozuka. Good for Yukiya Uda. It's been some time. There have been some ups and downs. You see this with Japanese players from time to time. Maharu Yoshimura, another example of a player who is a big brother in every sense, but was one of the last non-Chinese players to beat Ma Long internationally.
Second game, Chong to serve, level.
So back for game 2. CHENYUANYU, the top mover, looking to make some moves here and turn the scoreboard. Flick was good right into the middle. Anton Kjellberg, the taller of the two players, coming from high up on the globe, a tall region of the world you might not notice with Matthias Falk by his side, but he's quite a tall guy.
1-0.
Ooh, we want to see it come back. Clips the top of the net, sets up an around the net attempt. Seemed like it was out of reach, but never give up effort here. Kjellberg extending that racket into the fingertips. Good recovery, flick, and then gets the racket right back up high to keep the ball in play. Qin Zhijian in the middle there. Cui Qinglei, Xu Yingbin. Good to see the Chinese squad here. The team spirit is unrivaled. So despite the fact that CHENYUANYU is leading right now with 2 points at the first towel break, scoreline the same, but he had a better start in game number 1. At this point, yes, it was the same, but from 4-1 up last game, this is where Anton Kjellberg turned things around.
2-5.
Smart play here, the touch game, keeping it low, just in the middle of the body, so it'd be uncomfortable to flick for Kjellberg. Shovel serve, gotta love it. A bit of curve on it. Tough to read how much side spin and what else is on this serve. CHENYUANYU taking his chances. right down that line, slides the feet over, gets in, puts the elbow up high to create enough backswing. Watch his elbow, Kjellberg. Nice high elbow, turns the racket straight down over the table to get that wrist action, flicks it, and it's gone.
5-0.
Just like the lead itself. Kjellberg taking it back. 5 points apiece, and he's got the serves. Feel free to type in his family name on Google Translate, and don't forget the little umlauts over the A.
6-5.
Short to the forehand as well, and a timeout now from CHENYUANYU. Conversation needed after a string of points here. 4 straight points. Wang Hao with some wisdom.
停顿一下，等一下我叼一下就行。太慌了，在场上打的太着急了。发转不转发的现在挺好，发到正中短的。人家如果说这种回你的话，就放劈到中间长或者再回到正中短，这可以对不起。人家算你2个也正常。自己这块一个是反手不能这种去，反手你不能软。如果人家给你反手，你就顶，给到中间时候半自身也可以。他的发球里头，无非就是什么，你要看清楚了，是吧？就来回晃，怎么晃这球，这种转的时候搁他一下就行。搁在整个短球里头，自己上手减少失误，并住比分。现在比分都并着呢，没关系，挺好了，对吧？你先把比分并住就行，不要想着我拉开比分，不要想着一板能拉死人家，一板就要得分，要拖死人家，不要这种气，好吧？敢去打相持，敢去这种去形成相持，啊。
It's amazing looking at the body language when Wang Hao is coaching. Just the subtle details in the change of the hand to remind a player how to stay near the table when it's played into your backhand. This takes practice, but adding that bit of topspin, keeping the racket high, must stay close to the table. Easier said than done.
6-0.
It's a big part of the game. While the points you might like the most involve one player way behind the table, partially because it's entertaining to watch, it's easier to see, but it's not to their advantage. This game is so fast. First point right out of his timeout, Wang Hao. A bit of positive reinforcement there. Ooh, there it is. Now this is the type of CHENYUANYU that was able to beat the player who's waiting in the next round, Tomokazu Harimoto. A free forehand, a guy who had clear intentions and was comfortable with his third ball. But credit to Anton for being able to break that pattern in general, keep it uncomfortable. First point since the timeout for Kjellberg. Nice soft touch, keeping it inside the table. And a good Chiquita from the baseline, a little side spin with that top. And a nice tight serve, shorter side of half long, begging for that opening attack, forcing him to lift from inside the table. So momentum favoring the Swede here. Anton Kjellberg, 6 of the last 8 points. Taking a big swing at this, dropping the racket low, earning himself the opportunity with CHENYUANYU finding the edge of the racket.
Players, play on.
Yeah, play on, players. Table wants you back in action. A lot of thinking to do clearly between these two in this pivotal moment. A bit off the net here, CHENYUANYU getting the break. Acknowledging his fortune, but taking the lead nonetheless. Right into the body, sets it up, and it's the forehand to put it away. The timeout has not fully been cashed in yet, but he's sure made the most of it so far. Right foot way in under the table. Keep your eye on his right hip. Man, that pivot, the way he twists, had to plant that right foot in front just to get that much power on the shot from baseline, and it's 2 game points. Serve drifts just a little bit long. CHENYUANYU is there to clear it out, and he has cashed in the timeout. It has been converted into a game. They are tied at 1 game apiece, and the battle will continue. For the man with a 27 straight months world #1 coach on his bench, to the man who is sitting just on his own in solidarity on his bench, Anton Kjellberg. The battle continues. In game 3, we'll see who takes the lead after this.
有机会有特色，没机会不着急，反正靠着他也就这样了，对吧？这个要注意，包括你发球转不转可以发，如果想发侧旋的话，这种或包括转不转长的可以试试，偶尔配合1-2个再回来正转，大概100，我再回或者再空量，把这2条线摆个，有时候可以摆到防守端，可以摆正手端都可以啊，还是一分为准。
Third game, Kjellberg to serve, love 4.
So here we go, CHENYUANYU with a bit more belief now, some fuel in the tank, some morale. Ooh, most side spin I've seen out of the backhand from CHENYUANYU so far this match. Really came around that one. Good flick, the placement into the middle. Again, that forehand flick is one of the toughest shots in the game. You just don't get as much wrist action as you would with a backhand. Short side looks good, but it's out of reach here. Well protected, Kjellberg. Takes that ball right off the bounce on the receive. When the free hand comes up, you know you've done something right, but you still have to hit the table. The spring in the step that we see from CHENYUANYU, to me, is a guy who's pumped, who's excited, who's playing with a lot of positive energy. That Chiquita, that banana flick, just comes back long. You can see the fluidity, how fast the racket is. CHENYUANYU just has a confidence about him now. Even when he was leading 4-1 in game 1, it didn't feel the same. Good serve, sets up that third ball. Kjellberg getting in quickly. It's serves like these that can cause that discomfort and break the confidence of the opponent. Take a look here, pendulum serve in near the body, side topspin. Man, there's just so much kick on that second bounce of that serve. Beautiful extension. The forehand gets the racket low. That's a lot of topspin to this ball, and it's a 1-point game with Kjellberg in front. Nice tight serve once again, inviting that flick. Remember, a lot of options on the receive. It's natural to want to attack whenever you can, but playing for positioning and recognizing the likelihood of your shot coming down, causing problems for the opponent. Decisions being made in a split second in the backhand, just turning up the pace a bit. Kjellberg, the wide stance here, the follow-up, Both of those shots weren't deep on the table. They were mid-distance at best. But the speed on that second backhand, just that extra flick of the wrist to generate more spin. Gets in quickly.
5-6.
The in and out game is not easy, but recognizing a limited time opportunity was in front of him. CHENYUANYU, full extension to reach out over the table and play that shot. Power comes in, he gets low to get over this one. It's going to take some crafty work on both sides. A lot of you watching at home might have a routine when you wake up, something that you do, or even before sleeping, that you know helps you get your best sleep. Before every point, players do the same thing in their head. They have their routine to get the best performance out of every point.
7-6.
Whether it's visualization, whether it's breathing, tugging at the sleeves, drying the hand. In this case, maybe a bit of all of that. Nice touch.
7-0.
Soft hands right off the bounce. CHENYUANYU. Again, decision making. The quicker you can make a decision, the more time you have to execute it well. Evaluating, thinking has its place, time and place, but the quicker you can do it, again, efficiency counts out here in this speedy game. Tight serve in a moment of frustration for Shelby. He knows that's a big point, and not only that, knows he had the opportunity here. Relatively empty, not much spin. It can be frustrating when you see the label on the ball and don't make the adjustment you want. Nice, relatively empty serve from Yuanyu. Oh, catches the edge going down the line. Takes his chances, and fortune favoring the brave out here. Beautiful opening spin, handled well. Down by 2 with 2 serves, Shelby. And now it is game points, 3 of them for CHENYUANYU, a player who was up 4-1 in game 1 and beaten 11-6. Momentum with CHENYUANYU, 6 of the last 8 points. Right into that middle. Third ball attack has been working well whenever he can earn it. The pendulum serve has been quite effective for Anton. Hits him straight in the shirt. Tough one to defend. CHENYUANYU steps around and gets the power in, taking his second straight game, 11-8. Consistency, and now he is 1 game away, the world number 27. CHENYUANYU making a statement against a player who's beaten the world number 1 when he was world number 1, Wang Qujin. And right now, it's up to Anton Shelby to come back in game 4. Practice hall. Truhl's running around. That Dima and Truhl's out there? Oh, Miwa Harimoto, good to see you. Hey, Yu Harimoto, Daddy Harimoto will be playing against Zhu Chunhee right here, who grew up training with Shasha in China, naturalized in Korea, and had quite an event just a few years back at a smash in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. So with this Champions, you'll have a chance to see a very tough first round draw for either of those 2 players, Miwa Harimoto and Zhu Chunhee, up next. But this one's not over yet. Anton Shelby has had his comebacks, quite memorable comebacks in recent history. So he cleans the table, cleans his mind, and gets ready for game 4.
Level. 1 love.
Side of the table there.
1-0.
CHENYUANYU right to say down.
Side.
Fair play here. Shelberry saying nope, that was definitely side of the table.
Love 2.
Players agreeing. Take a nice look. Perfect angle to see. And nope. In case you're curious, the rule is it only has to touch the playing surface. Doesn't say how much, just has to touch the playing surface. And a timeout here for Anton Shelberry. The way to tell is if the ball acts differently than if it hit the side of the table. If the trajectory is changed, that's it. If it acts any differently than if it hit a wall, and there's question, it must have touched the top of the table. The ball doesn't have to come up, the trajectory just needs to be changed. So deep thoughts here, what needs to change? Anton Shelberry, sometimes a long serve, just something to keep the opponent guessing. Whether it's fast long to the backhand, short to the forehand. You have 2 serves, this pattern that you create, anything to keep the opponent guessing. For me, the backhand of Anton Shelberry is going to be a key ingredient here. From the opening to the counters, you can try some parallel backhands, but going deep into the backhand on the cross court, he's stable near the table. He's been incredibly aggressive and effective over the years. Some of the best records of anyone in Bundesliga in the last several years.
Love 3.
A leader, you could say. Right now, in the land of hot pot, he's in some hot water. The forehand gets it back. CHENYUANYU withstands 2 backhands. And that big forehand stroke. The long push to invite the opening attack. And the placement just perfect on that forehand from Yuanyu. He's quick, he's got a lot of control, but I think players forget that Anton Shelberry's got a lot of feeling. Seen him play around the net shots with the opposite hand, shot blocks. He's got the touch for drops, everything else. And the soft hands, once again, the touch play. He's quick to take it off the bounce and drop it short to the forehand. Right off the bounce. Not leaving much time, and the precision on the receive. First it's reading the spin, then it's controlling it. And the step around for another point. From the timeout at 0-3 down, he's done well, gotten some serious momentum back. Similar score line to game 1. Commits, lunges forward, catches this one before it drops. The forehand of authority here. I was just thinking to myself the difference when I was talking about Shelberry's forehand. The difference in equipment between these players and how it's not just the equipment, but when you're handed a certain sword, you need to know how to use it. Chinese players from a young age learn the technique to carry this hard, heavy forehand sponge.
5-0.
We've seen Europeans try it. But for decades, or in some cases, just shy of a decade, you've learned a different technique with your elbow in a little closer to your side. It doesn't quite carry the racket the same way. 5 points apiece now. Shelberry back to the forehand side. The receive game getting much better here as the team watches on. Coaching staff and players alike, team doctors. Secretary Generals. Singular. Like adding S's to singulars sometimes.
6-0.
Investment in the spin as he gets low here, Shelberry. Replanting the feet with this wide pivot to the backhand corner. Several shuffles to get in. And he doesn't play that for power, he plays it for placement and speed. Excuse me, spin. 6 of the last 8 here, the momentum for Shelberry. Ooh, good misdirection.
7-6.
So tough to tell where CHENYUANYU is going to go with this flick, and he holds on for that extra second to brush inside the ball and send it to the backhand corner. Again, the touch play, the control inside the table, keeping it uncomfortable. Deep breaths for CHENYUANYU. Chiquita carries just long. Ooh, and a little fortune. This one grabbing a piece of the net on the way crossing the border there. What brings you to this side of the table?
No flash, please. 8-7.
The setup is good. He gets a push from CHENYUANYU, keeping him on the passive here, and Shelberry with the opening attack. He's invested a lot more in spin, and that's worked out to his favor. Here and there, he's had an opportunity in near the net to put it away, but playing safe, playing spinny. Ooh, deep to the backhand corner and a narrow escape. The head shake from Anton Shelberry said to me the same thing that I felt, which is, man, am I fortunate that I didn't have to deal with the forehand that has caused so much damage to my record out here this match. It's 3 game points for Shelberry. Oh, wow. Leaning back, the heel of the left foot. He rocks it and he rolls it down the line. Keep your eyes on CHENYUANYU's left foot. And the body transfer, the weight here. Whoa. I guess weight transfer, body transfer be more demi more. So, game point saved. 2 more to go for Anton Shelberry. Pressure it is, and we're going to the decider. We've got a game number 5, and while the crowd's gonna feel some nerves, it is gonna stir up a whole lot of suspense around the world, so grab those snacks and healthy beverages and tell your friends where they need to be if they're not here and watching already. The decider, game number 5, to see who moves on. Sweden's Anton Shelberry or China's CHENYUANYU in front of the home crowd. 1 more game to tell. Game 5, the decider.
Game, Shabbat to serve, level.
But you can't get too much closer than this. And the decider, Anton Shelberry, 62%, CHENYUANYU 63%. It's like it was a scripted stat.
Level.
Nerves will play their role here in this film.
Lock 1.
Now I can understand the frustration from Kjellberg because he got a passive receive. He got the opening attack, but it was a quality long push. CHENYUANYU mixing it up well. Player recognizing, even at 19 years old, you don't always have to attack to win the point. But when he does it well on the move, gets that head down, bends at the waist, and curls that ball right back with heavy spin. Just like game number 1, first 2 points on receive. Ooh, gutsy. It is not easy to play slowly against someone so powerful. Hina Hayata knows this well. Anton Kjellberg never bringing out the power in that point, just holding back, keeping it from his opponent, breaking the rhythm. Short strokes, and he gets low on these. Kjellberg with 2 big shots. And just like game number 1, at least the first 3 points were the same, but this time, in game number 5 alone, serving success, 0. That's right, both players haven't yet won a point on their serve. And it continues. He finds the edge of his opponent's racket here. CHENYUANYU with a parallel spin shot. Deep push. Okay, just a little bend on it, but he goes to the shorter side of the table. Good use of side spin with the top. First time a server's won a point so far, and it's the first towel break. Anton Kjellberg. Just amazing the history of table tennis in Sweden, but of course, China, it's more than just a sport. It's an honor. They're like war heroes here. To play table tennis for Team China. It's one of the most desired athletic jobs you could have.
4-3.
When one player reaches 5 points in the decider, they will switch sides to keep things balanced. CHENYUANYU with perfect placement on that last backhand into the elbow. Pressure continues. CHENYUANYU looking free as ever. So they switch sides. Shallow serve, beautiful backhand inside the table. Much like mid-rally, if you can bring a player in near the net, they have a long way to go to back up in the game of defense to brace for the impact of the big shot you follow up with. Heavy spin to the short side. He's very effective to win 11-8 in game 4. The investment in the spin, remember he was trailing. He called the timeout at what, 0-3 down? Changing the pace, but CHENYUANYU not bothered. Says, I've got time. You want to slow it down, Holmes? No problem, I'm right here. Nice empty push there. Now the soft spin, CHENYUANYU takes a moment. A bitter taste of his own medicine. Anton Kjellberg gets a rhythm changer right back. The big forehand, not enough room on the table for the power that comes in. Kjellberg takes the point. Does a good job to cover with that short stroke. Kjellberg, keep it at the baseline with topspin relatively low. That's what we call playing for positioning. Keeping your opponent's percentages lower. Have you picked up your jaw yet?
Oh.
At 2 moments in this point, there's this no. How did, come on now. Get ready, the blast. Okay, this is later in the point already. Anton Shelby on top of the bounce early on in this rally. Had some quite impressive shots, and now we're leveled at 6 apiece. Fluid as can be, it's tough to relax in these tense moments, but his wrist was as relaxed as it needed to be to get that racket speed.
Players, play on.
Beautiful dip there, just drops the head of the racket freely and snaps it up. You don't get that whip-like action if you're tense.
Let 7-6.
Tight enough.
6-8.
Long enough to invite the attack and tight enough to make sure it's uncomfortable. That's what half long is all about. Shelby with a good string of points here. He was down 3-5 when they switched sides of the table. Look at him now, but it's not over yet. CHENYUANYU going through his long list of options. He's got the serves on his side. Smart, slow, and spinny. Again, this is one of the most valuable and unappreciated shots in the game. Watch where this ball bounces. Shelby from under the table plays it just halfway to the baseline. CHENYUANYU in an uncomfortable position to try and time that. 6 of the last 8 points for Anton Shelby. Steps around, takes his chances, leaves open the table, but puts enough pressure on, and it is 4 match points. And he's got 2 serves should he need the second one. Good touch on the receive. CHENYUANYU staying alive. Right off the bounce, loads the ball with spin. He's mixed it up well on many occasions throughout. 1 match point saved, 3 more to go for Shelby. Forehand does it, shell shock time. Shelby with the victory, takes it in the 5th after being down 1-2 in games. Invests in the spin, takes the chances at the right time, slows the game down, and for every point that he was able to relax on, he got that extra racket speed and put in the power when he needed. Some very wise adjustments from one of the best in the world. Word, you with me? Anton Shelby, 11-8 and 11-7 in the last 2 to take down CHENYUANYU, a player who has gained a lot of experience out here today, and we saw some of his weaponry. He's powerful.